Hi all, and welcome back to the Kitchen of Iniquity. Today's been already a great deal of fun here. However, what inspired today's episode is that every time that I take my wife to the Dairy Queen and she has her choice of which blizzard she's going to get, it's German chocolate cake every single time, without exception. So, being inspired by her taste for German chocolate cake, I decided that, no, I'm not making a blizzard in here. The mess may look like I have, but I'm not making a blizzard today in the kitchen. We're actually taking a run at German sweet chocolate cake. And we would like to thank Patricia Peebles of Springfield, Missouri for her very fine recipe that we are operating from today. Now, all by myself, I did manage to cut out the wax paper which lined the 3 circular pans that we're going to use, and I thoroughly doused them with pan cooking spray, so that we're hoping that will allow the cake not to stick to the sides whenever it comes time to remove it. We also, in preparation for this, have mixed together 4 ounces of German chocolate with a ½ cup of water. We heated it on a low temperature, and now it's over here cooling. But now we are to the stage where in a large bowl, I'm going to cream 2 sticks of butter along with 2 cups of sugar that are already in here. We're going to allow those to mix until the mixture is light and fluffy, at which point we will add in other ingredients that we've already prepared. And as my trusty assistant has oft reminded me, whenever you want something to be light and fluffy, you have to stir rapidly. So, faster. At this point, I'm going to add 4 egg yolks, 1 at a time. These were separated earlier by my trusty assistant because I was not capable of doing that all by myself. So, I managed to break the first 2 egg yolks, and everything kind of went downhill after that. So while I sulked, my assistant went to work. To this mixture now, I'm going to add the already aforementioned chocolate and water mixture. Be on the safe side, because I have been grossly incompetent today, I'm just going to stop the mixture while I'm adding. This is the chocolate and the water, and in a moment I'll get the 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract.
And how much chocolate was that?
That was, I already said, 4 ounces and a ½ cup of water. 4 ounces of German chocolate. I mentioned that earlier. That was 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Previously, I have already mixed 2 1/2 cups of, and make sure you use cake flour, not the regular fortified whatever stuff that you would normally use. And there's a mixture of cake flour and baking soda and salt are in here, and I will add that gradually also to the mixture here. preheated the oven to 350 degrees, so it will be ready for our 3 different pans of this once it's ready to.
Whoa.
Just for your edification, like today's statement for the day, and one of my very favorite statements just in general about life is, it just shouldn't be this hard. And it shouldn't, but somehow I managed to make it so.
Okay, why don't you stop it before you add more flour? Maybe scrape down the sides a little bit.
You can tell it's never a good thing when the assistant off the camera goes, whoa!
Start it slow.
For those of you that are able to read lips, I did just call upon the name of the Lord Jesus.
You may want to add just a little more flour since some ended up on the counter.
If there was ever any wonderment in any of your minds whatsoever why I'm referred to as the Pissy Baker, you can stop wondering.
Okay.
Tell me when to stop.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Man, in spite of all things, this dough really tastes good. Thank goodness.
Slow to start.
You are going to edit this before it's through. Oh my God. Mahalo. And unfortunately for you, the viewer, we're only halfway done because we still have icing to make after we get this in the oven. I mean, how much more joy can you stand on any one day? All right, when does the buttermilk go in there?
Okay, you still have egg whites and buttermilk.
Baking soda and salt, which we just did with buttermilk. So this is supposed to go in there now. Where did the egg whites go in? Fold into the batter, but the buttermilk came first, so here we go. Can I add it in at this speed?
Yeah.
Well, when we're supposed to fold that in there, though, we won't be using the mixer.
No.
Because the mixer would make it take all the air out of the...
Yep. Way to go, Pissy.
On a daily basis, pretty much, because I make so many errors and can be so alpaca-ish, when my trusty assistant points out yet another error of my ways, I count on a daily basis to, like at some point or other, my worst day was 183 or something, but she encouraged me here recently that when I got one right, maybe I should start counting those too, so there'd be some kind of counterbalance in there, So what time is it in there? It's nearly 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and in the right category, that's 1. So this was 1 full cup of buttermilk. It was cultured buttermilk. And make sure you don't use that rude, insensitive, uncultured buttermilk. You won't get the same effect. Okay. That looks quite well blended at this point.
I would scrape it down a little on the sides, stop it and do that, and then...
See what I mean? Are we having fun yet? God knows I am.
That's good.
What did you almost blurt out and say there, my trusty assistant? What am I supposed to be doing now that I'm not doing right?
No, that's good. You can stop doing that and move on.
Well, you know. Okay. Alrighty here then, now, whatever. How does this thing come off? I should just remove this, it would just be more sensible. Alright, now, oh, that's still a lot hanging over there. She just wants to lick that later, so that's why she's trying to get me. Okay, now fold in the egg white meringue stiff peaks that was prepared by my trusty assistant earlier.
No, you did that.
While I sulked and she basked in my incompetence. I mean, this is what folding means, right?
You just kind of scoop and lift. There you go. And put all the egg whites in there.
That's 127. Closing in rapidly on an entire new day-long world's record.
They're beauty.
Now from here we take this mixture and put it in the pans. Is that?
I don't know.
What can be there? Whites. Fold into batter. Transfer to prepared pans. Since the whole transfer to prepared pans is boring, you could just stop the camera and take the dog out as she's woofing. Hi again. So here we are about an hour later after I've been punished and berated for my thoroughly bad performance. We've actually made some very delicious icing. I almost called it frosting, but a good friend of mine berated me on the phone last night and said, you know, when it's a cake, it's icing. So here we are decorating. We have cleverly, we've removed our cakes and let them cool for quite a while now, what, an hour from the oven. So they're ready to be decorated. So I've divided the icing into 3 somewhat even parts so that hopefully it'll come out even throughout.
Want to explain what's in the icing?
No, I guess we'll have to, now that that has been suggested. Let's see, first we mixed evaporated milk and sugar and brought that to a boil for a while, and then to that we added the first thing that we added. It was like
Egg yolks.
Yeah, egg yolks, which was a nice thickening agent. Then we had to stir the egg yolks and the milk mixture for like 15 minutes almost until it thickened up. And then to that we had flaked coconut, we had crushed pecans, we had vanilla extract,
Butter.
and a healthy amount of cubed butter. So there was an awful lot of stirring and whisking involved. And if I don't do this better, because I've already almost used up my third here and we're not anywhere near.
We'll take the metal one and you can kind of even it out some.
That's what I was gonna do anyway. Maybe we'll just put that curly chocolate on the top because
Here, kind of scrape it sideways so you get some off the top into the part that doesn't have any. There you go.
my longtime fans will recall that one of my commitments at the end of the previous year was to at least have 12 outings once a month, and by the time I'd made my 12th outing, this is my first outing of 2020, that I was gonna, by the time 12 more went by, that I would get through the entire episode with no corrections. And today, you probably, some hardcore fan will actually go back and rewatch all of this and count the number of times I've been corrected. Well, I explained to my trusty assistant here, off-camera assistant, that after this, my commitment for this year had changed to not ever doing this ever again. I know all of you hardcore fans are crying, and I don't blame you. That was close. Nothing really to say on the air. If I may express my extreme lamentation to hear the passing of Mr. Neil Elwood Peart, the long-time only fabulous drummer from the Canadian Hall of Fame, Rock Hall of Fame, Canadian rock group Rush. I find it utterly and horribly unfair that a man that spent 50 years of his life diligently becoming and maintaining his throne as the greatest rock drummer alive in his time frame, only to have that all taken away from him a mere 3 years after his retirement. It doesn't seem right. And it isn't right.
Use the metal one to pick that up.
Yeah, I mean, am I allowed to use it again though? It didn't hit the floor exactly.
No, I cleaned the counter.
Just checking to make sure. I didn't want to rescue that and then start up with it and get there. Oh my God, you can't, what are you doing? You can't do that. Which is exactly what my trusty assistant sounds like, but not really at all. One thing I will have to say, not really in my defense, but more, the nice thing for your viewers is that if you try this very same recipe, irrespective of my relentless shortcomings as a baker, this is really going to taste good at the end of the day. I mean, really, really, really good. So, actually, I deliberately make those mistakes to make all of you novices feel better, like you'll want to try this for yourself. No, that's not true. But it sure sounded good, though. Now, were we supposed to have any of this drape over the sides?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I think even if you'd drop the German chocolate icing on the floor, that might be one I'd eat off the floor.
What? Oh, no.
I shouldn't tell you that because you aren't done yet.
Did you just hear that? My loyal fan base, did you just hear? Well, I explained earlier before we started all of this that her very favorite flavor and the only flavor of Blizzard that she will ever order at Dairy Queen is the. And don't you recall earlier in this installment that not having any foresight I suggested to you that I wasn't going to make a blizzard, but then you all saw when I dumped that flour into the... Apparently I made one after all. Wow, I can't believe that we got that outburst from Mike. That's shocking. But we have it on record now. I mean, that's on video. People have seen it. It could go viral. Wait. And usually when my trusty assistant eats anything I left off before, she gets viral. Oh my. Okay, now we're using the soon-to-be legendary scraping. And there we have it. I feel fortunate that it's going to taste good, you know, no matter what the hardships were here in the kitchen of iniquity. So until next time, signing off, peace. Keep sending me those letters of complaint and or emails of approval, and I will appreciate it. Thanks. Good night.